on the wrong channel. So you've completely missed the start, you've missed the quali, and you missed our great beginning to the stream for once. I mean, we actually got 50% of it correct. Daniel?
Yeah, well, it's a predicament, but we're back now. It's better that we realise at the start of the race than at the end when there's just no AOR stream on the AOR channel for F3 as Terror Racer and Jammy James started on the soft tyres. Jammy James has already come into the pits. Terror Racer has opted to stay out. He's probably going to come in sooner rather than later as we come onto lap 7. It's Will G leading from Mandaroa, leading from Marvin as Baki sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and Marvin takes a 3-second time penalty there.
Do you maybe want to go through what the qualifying results were? Just so people know.
I can remember.
Right, go on my channel, type up Brett Kosh, and then see it. Or you should do. Well, I'll do it. Right,
Okay.
you just commentate on Altalero and Terror Racer are currently battling out as Terror Racer losing some time due to them soft tires.
Well, if we want to stay on board with Terror Racer, we can see his struggle with the soft tyres that he started on, as there's a little bit of a battle going on behind. But I guess we have no choice but to stay on board with the Terror Racer, who's coming into the grips of Caden Forbes, who started in, I know this, he started in 17th position.
Right, okay, I'll go through the qualifying positions. So let's look at the position changes right now. So Terror Racer qualified first position on the soft compound tyre, then Jammy James also on the soft compound, and the rest of the field attempted or did qualify on mediums, which was then Will G in P3, Andreo P4, Baki P5, P6 was Artilero, P7 MNT Marvin, P8 NER Ayrton, P9 Jaskov DM, P10 to round off with the starting tyres. Nicholas Nico in P11, Bruno P12, Solid Ninja Snake P13, LR Zach P14, P15 LR Cohen, P16 MNT LeBron, P17 Caden Forbes, TTG D Warren and P18 ILRT Mael and P19 and TTG Vaporon. They go long, but they feel really bad throughout the whole stint, so finding the pace that he's finding, that's quite good.
Absolutely, he's got Solid Ninja Snake behind him, who started also quite far down the grid order.
As there's a huge fight going around for P9 here. Vaporon going down the inside, gets the move done on Zach there, but then TTG D Warren getting around the outside of the other Red Bull of Michelisse, who will fight it back though in or on his medium tyres around the outside, not getting met. Oh, it's track room, but it looks like TTG D Warren may have lost position. No, he comes back actually. A very good grip for the swooping right-hander. Mick has already spun this Grand Prix actually, going down the inside of this very corner and being quite well chopped off in a way.
He's managed to find good time coming through the field though, but it looks like this battle is over for the time being as it runs Vaporeon in 9th, 10th for Zach, then it's D Warren in 11th, 12th Michelisse. That was the 4 drivers who were involved in the battle. Bruno is also looking to get involved on hards against mediums. It's not going to be too long until the hard tyres are going to be quicker than the old mediums that the drivers who are currently...
Artilero and Baki, as Baki tried to go round the outside there, but he does get a nice run on. Artilero tried to make the move on Baki in the hairpin, but sadly missing out here.
Baki does need a good result as there's a little bit of a battle going on behind. It's between Zach and Vaporeon, and Zach moves up ahead of Vaporeon for 9th position. That was a pretty clean overtake from what I saw of it, as it is the Red Bull now running on 1 point right now. TTG D Warren also looking behind him, trying to get a move done. Eventually he wants to be in those points. He's not had the best of races, of course. He DNF last time out, which was heartbreaking to see, as now Anderoa and Marvin pull into the pits to take off their medium tyres that they've been on the race from the very they've been had on since the very start of the race. I do apologise there.
well, now seeing the medium runners. Bits is a lot of oversteer for the medium runners, or well, for the two TTG drivers in fact. Doing a copycat, kind of losing the back end in turn 1. As speaking of losing the back end, D Warren makes another mistake in AOR F3.
Well, whilst that was happening, Artillero moved up into second position. He got past Baki, which he was unable to do this time out last lap. So the Alfa Romeo running in second position. This is really good for him, as now it's another yellow flag. Is that for D Warren?
I believe
I
it is.
have no clue.
But I think it was just him getting back up because his tyres were overheating. But we're going to stay on board for Baki for a bit, because I do hear complaints from some people that we move the camera too often. So we'll try and keep it on one driver at a time, as there is more yellow flags in fact, but still no one. I think it might just be damaged from something. As well, G comes into the pits.
I think Cohen had a spin. He's 5.7 seconds.
Speaking
off his lap.
of spinning, Artillero almost done the exact same as D Warren. Baki now making his way around the right hand side of Artillero, and it doesn't look like the Sauber driver will be able to fight this too much. But he will maybe get a switchback here as he lets the car roll in, focuses all on the exit, but Baki does get the best grip there and makes a small gap of about 3/10. Caden Forbes, so 2 seconds back from this pack as he chases him down. There's also a fight between Andreo and Bruno, but it doesn't look like that's going to last for too much longer as they are on different strategies.
Caden could get a massive overcut. He's going to be able to run a lot longer into the race on these hard tyres, and then when he comes out the pits, his tyres will be cold, so he will have to get them up to temperature, but once they are, he's going to be rapid and he can easily get past the two ahead of him, provided he keeps his pace consistent, as now he takes over the lead of the Grand Prix from 17th. He's on the hard tyres, he's been on from the very beginning. Should be Cohen, actually Solid Ninja Snake also staying out. Cohen should come out in P3 then on his debut race. Where
is Caden going to kind of come out when he pits? At the moment, he is looking like everything's kind of just changing about here, as there's a fight going on between D Warren. I think we may have had a problem there.
Oh yeah, it's him again. He spun out, presumably at the exit of turn 1. I don't know if he's got damage or anything, but he's been plagued this race. He's understeering a lot. Yeah, he's missing.
Right, so it looks like, if I get this right, the drivers are going, or Caden's going to come out about 15th position, 14th? No, 15th. The Terror Racer actually, in fact, having a fight with MNT Marvin. Marvin gets the move done, but a switchback from the Mercedes driver is in play, but great defending from the German of Marvin, and holds the position for the now. As there's a little train forming between 4 drivers, and at the moment Baki from coming out of the pits here looking to make the move on Artillero again.
These two are coming to blows pretty often, as Jamie James, who was second on the grid, lines up ahead of Artillero right now. Can he maybe try and overtake Bruno with DRS? Should be easy, using up all the ERS he can. Now up the inside, easy move there.
But
Artillero, go make it 3 wide into the hairpin. Is he going to try and get the move done around the outside of Jamie James? No, and this Baki sneaking down the inside. So he saw the opportunity, and now they run side by side into the right-hander. This is great racing right now, I'll tell you that. As now Artillero moves ahead of Baki. That was a strong exchange, and Bruno loses 3 positions within a couple of corners.
Well, very good fighting, very clean racing from these two all race long, but maybe we might see a kind of situation that we seen last week for turn 1 with Baki and Will G, where in lap 1 they had a little bit of a moment that kind of brought all the field into a big crash, let's call it. Jamie James actually goes quite wide there, pushing, or well, not making any contact, but kind of forcing Artilero to avoid him and losing the back end as they now go through at turn 1, as we're getting quite a lot of viewers coming in now. I think people are noticing. But look how long this train is becoming a thing. I mean, this is looking to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8 drivers about to join a train here.
Artilero might look down the inside and he's going to make the move on, that was Zach and Vaporeon as well.
But look at Zach, Zach comes back and he'll say, right, I'll take that position right back off you. Oh, but no, actually Vaporeon will stick it down the inside, lock up from Zach there, almost smashing into the back of Andreo. While all this kind of goes on, Baki and Artilero are just sitting patiently here watching it, but they are losing all that time to Will G.
Solid Ninja Snake, the last of the, actually no, never mind, Ayrton is still out on his original set, as now Will G sets the fast lap, but Solid Ninja Snake pulls into the pits and unleashes Will into second. He's just got Caden ahead of him until he reclaims the lead as Zach takes a time penalty now. Looks like these drivers are really beginning to rack them up as Ayrton also takes one. So this is going to be...
Zach looks to be putting on a move. There's actually a big tank slapper there for Jamie James, and Artilero will take that position quite easily on this alternate strategy. Baki will possibly get held up here, but I think he's going to follow Artilero through. Vaporeon and Zach going back at it. Zach around his outside gets the best grip possible there. Baki not able to make a position, but does get a very good run on the racing point here, and goes down the inside through the flat out right hander and now round the outside through the heavy braking zone. And I think Jamie James has got to give that position back to Baki.
Well, our first retirement comes in the form of ILR Team Mayo as he
Andreo drive through penalty.
Speeding under VFC, I presume Dylan Warren now also retires, so from having no retirements except for LeBron, who didn't even make the start, from having no retirements we now have 2 in pretty much the same fashion, well not the same fashion. Now Caden Forbes comes into the pits. He saw that there was a little bit,
and look how much he's gained from it. We were thinking he's going to come out about 15th or 14th, but no, the man is out in 4th position to that VSC.
He should come in 3rd as well after Cohen comes into the pits eventually, but it might have been a premature pit stop from him because he's going to have to run 17 laps on these medium tyres. But if a safety car comes out, he's going to be right in the thick of it.
Well, it's very important that Caden on this medium tyre now has to get away from this train. He doesn't want to get held up on it, or the chances of him even making it near the end, it's going to be over. As he's already making a gap. Artilero makes a diving move on the lobby admin, or the tier admin, LR Zach. But Baki not really following Artilero through all the time. He's being a bit more patient with his moves.
Well, Caden Forbes already pulling out a gap to Artilero, and he's got Anderoa, who's serving his drive-through penalty now. So he's going to have Cohen ahead of him, and his hard tyres.
P2?
Yeah, his hard tyres have been on since the very beginning. And he's already got DRS on the Ferrari driver, making his debut in F4. And he's on the podium, of course he's not stopped yet. Neither has his teammate Zach, so both Ferraris running long into this Grand Prix. As with DRS, this was an easy move. Cohen's not even going to try and fight it before the corner even comes, miles before actually, as we've got a little bit
Baki down the inside and gets the move done quite simple there. Doesn't lose too much time to Artilero either.
These two are very good at making up positions, as Zach's tyres are probably going to be on the cliff at the moment, while they're not going to be in their most fighting fit form as he begins to drop down the order. 2.8 seconds separate Will G and Caden Forbes.
Well,
1 lap hold mediums against 6 lap hold hards.
You just seen how much the overcut from Will G kind of helped them out in the end compared to Artillero and Bakke holding that kind of gap, and they have to go through that huge train, but they finally made it through, and now they have to set their eyes on a medium runner. So no brakes for these two drivers just yet. As I'm on board with Terror Racers, he tries to come back in this race so far. Using the soft tyres, he's actually doing a decent job. Same with Jamie James. But will them tyres go to the end? As Jamie James actually goes round the outside of LR Zach there, it seems that his tyres may have just went off today. There's also the Williams of Marvin takes the possession of Zach as basically Marvin, and he tries to go down the inside of Jamie James there. But Jamie James showing experience and holding his position.
Well, Marvin's been a little bit quiet in this race actually. We've not really seen too much of him making moves on anyone. He just silently moved his way up the pack, but now he's getting the elbows out and he's trying to make up positions. A little bit of a wobble off of the slow left-hander there, but he looks to be okay as he's going to be able to open DRS. Jamie James will not, and Will G takes a 3-second time penalty. I don't know if Caden Forbes has any time penalties yet, but that gap slowly is getting smaller. Zach has finally come into the pit, so both Ferraris now out of the points. They're going to have fresh mediums to go to the end, so they're also going to be ones to watch in terms of paces. Now Marvin with DRS on Jamie James. That is an easy move before the corner. Is Jamie James going to try and fight it? Doesn't look like it too hard.
Seems like not much respect from Marvin's side there as it kind of forces Jamie James off the track a bit. Nico and Vaporon also having a battle for 12th position. Actually, Bruno also involved with that. Let's see what's going on down there. It's actually almost commisery on Bruno's side once again in this race. Oh well, for another round here, because they didn't really have the luck last week.
That could have ended in tears for Bruno, but he held his own, and that was a little bit naughty from Nico. It doesn't look like he left too much of the space that he should have left. But I think Bruno, being a Fernando Alonso fan by his name, obviously, you'd think he'd be screaming in the cockpit all the time, you have to leave a space, as now he has DRS. Nico does not, so this could be a battle that goes on for the next couple laps. Is there any move getting done at the top? Well, it looks like they're just following in this DRS train.
Well, Nico's not pitted yet. He's been out on them tyres for about 18 laps. They may be holding out for a safety car, go on the soft tyres at the end.
I mean, again, like, the soft tyres really can't last that long, and his tyres are already at that point where they could go off at any moment, as now Andorra and Solid Ninja Snake fighting with Mikulitsi. Never mind, it's not Andorra, it's just Mikulitsi and Solid Ninja Snake going at
LR
it.
Cohen as well.
Yeah, he's involved. He's on fresh medium tyres. He's going to be wanting these guys to get a move on. This is for a point scoring position, and you're not going to see many overtakes in the third sector. It's a pretty slow start part of the track. In the stadium section they come.
Well, I just want to talk about Andreo actually. From having a drive-through, he's actually not doing too bad here. I mean, he's MP8, he can definitely bring it back.
It is a big punch in the face for him though, because he could have been on for maybe a podium finish actually. He would have definitely been in those reaches. As
well, let's look on board with LR Cohen as Mick aggressively moves to the left hand side of the track. A bit of double, I mean, he's moving all over the place. It's a bit of double movement here. And Cohen actually sends it down the inside of both of these drivers. Oh, very well. Tons of confidence, obviously, on the brakes from the debut Ferrari driver, and really showing what he's made of.
That was a really ambitious move there. It would have been even more crazy if he got past Solid Ninja Snake, but he didn't have the distance to break there, and there was a little bit of contact between those two, so it looks like they're both getting the elbows out, but these fresher medium tyres for Cohen definitely going to be allowing him to get past him. Now Jamie James comes into the pit for his second stop of the race. Of course, he started on the on the soft tyres, and they went off really quickly. Terror Racer is also one that did that, but I don't know if he's going to have to come in for the rest of the race. It's going to be a big stretch for him to go to the very end.
Oh, and Cohen gets too late in the brakes. Maybe just showing off that he's confident, but there's a point where you've got to also be respectful of possible slower drivers, and smashes into the back of Solid Ninja Snake, giving him end plate damage.
You gotta be careful.
Look, important news. Caden's within a second of the leader today, or tonight, or yeah.
I think we should follow along with this battle, as Caden's gonna get DRS on this straight. No failures of the rear wing for him. He opens up the little letterbox you can see at the back. You can't read Sport Pace or whatever's on the back of that rear wing, because now Caden Ford with DRS on this triple, 3 in a row DRS straight, is going to allow him to catch up to the back, but he looks actually maybe a bit too far back to make an overtake on Will G at this moment.
Well, he's gaining. There's a slingshot effect round this track, as it is a small corner, but will not get him just yet. We've seen though how confident Cone was on the medium tyres compared to the hard runners, especially in this kind of stage. So we might see a bit more of that.
Well, Caden's brought the gap down to 4/10 now, which is really what you need to actually get a move done. That's at the point where you can send one up the inside, from what I found in commentating, as Nico falling back behind Jamie James, who's on the fresh tyres, but I don't think we should follow along with them. We should follow along with the two leaders right now.
Well, as he looks to set up a move possibly on the main straight here, as they go past the pit boxes through turn 1, taking it nice and easy. Doesn't want to get any penalties today.
You can have a look at penalties, just if you want me to tell you what they all have.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Caden is sitting on a penalty and 2 warnings, and then
Caden's
Will is sitting on a singular penalty. Doesn't make a move into the hairpin though.
One thing we have to remember with these two is they do know each other very well, very good friends. So I don't oh, that's important for Will.
Bruno's been taken off.
Will has the choice here if they can make a stall. But or does they hold his position, stay on them tyres, but they've not got long left until they're out.
I think they're all gonna pit maybe for. Could they go on mediums? That'd be an easy stretch to the end. Softs could probably not make it, and to stay on hard would just be such a difference in pace. So I think they should come in. It's not gonna help teams.
Oh, and Caden comes in. Will doesn't. And I think Will has just realised there that it's not working.
Artillero stays out. Terror Racer's going to have to double stack with his teammate here, so he's going to lose a whole bunch of time. Yeah, he's queuing up.
Caden has P3 on soft tyres.
Softs are going to be actually it could work.
It will work.
Fresh.
They're going to realistically, it's looking like it's going to be lap 29 where they actually go back at it, giving them a full 5 laps. 5 or 4 laps on soft tyres with barely any fuel. I think they've got this easy. They'll make the moves, they'll make a small gap, and that's them got the position. I mean, people have opted for the mediums, such as Backy, Marvin, and if they can stick with the soft runners, they will make the overtake in the end. For Caden here, it's going to be important that he gets the moves done straight away, giving himself 1 lap or a half a lap to get a move done.
I guess for those that came in and fitted the softs, it's go big or go home, and that's what Caden is hoping for here. He wants to either win this race or he wants his tyres to go off and not get any points at all. Well, of course he doesn't want that, but he's risking it all for the win. And
big risk, but big reward.
Absolutely, high risk, high reward, and that's what some of the guys who are out of the points are doing as well. They've got really nothing to lose at this point, so yeah, nothing to lose, everything to gain by going on to the soft tyres.
We've seen this in other leagues recently where the rest of the grid pit, but the top two doesn't, and I think Will G and Artillero will be shooting down the field very quickly. The safety car gets ready as all the drivers line up, as some of them are still catching. I mean, does anyone know what happened to Zach on his lap? I mean, it just seems that he kinda... It looked like maybe a solo crash. We've seen people been struggling on the tyres.
Bruno had no front wing, so they must have collided. And Bruno actually did rejoin the track, and he's had to come in to fit a new wing, because obviously you're not going to get anywhere with no wing. Is there battling going on between Cohen and Nico?
Jostling for possession.
I don't think they can do that. Do that yet.
And the difference here is Cohen's in AI mode. Nico was slowing up a bit. Yeah, and it was just the AI wanting to hold pace. I've almost had one there, but we've had a decent day today. I've had literally 0 voice cracks. They're all going to come in this final bit now, but...
You've jinxed it.
Well, let's hope we can survive. I mean, I've been keeping myself... I mean, I'm running out of a glass of juice, so I might be done. That's Cohen.
Time penalty.
Well, they actually got taken off for Johan in F2 last week, as well, Nat gave him the win in the end. Obviously, because the stewards think that you can't get anything in the safety car, which is true. Well, you shouldn't be gaining anything, so corner cutting really should be off. But some people were a bit like, well, the game rewards it, so why change the game's kind of theory, as you are still cutting a corner. But we'll see. This should be taken off though, I reckon, for Cohen. He's still in AI mode. I think he might have rushed off to the toilet. Wait, so he was in AI mode, but he got a 5-second penalty?
I have no clue. Tell you one thing that Yaskov has done is he's come into the pits just on the last lap there. He was already in last, so why not come into the pits and set and fit even fresher tyres, as now the safety car is coming in this lap. We're going to get green flag racing for a dash to the end. Is it going to be Will G and Artillero to run away on their very worn hard tyres? Backy gets a time penalty for colliding with Caden there.
I didn't see a collision.
That
might also be taken off, because they do take off collisions, I'm sure.
Oh.
But as we set up to go ahead and goes for it. Artillero goes for it. Caden gets a very nice run here, and he's actually got end plate damage. Caden gets shoved wide there. Oh! Huge crash for Artillero there. Takes him out the race. maybe a bit aggressive from Caden Forbes, but I guess it might have been a little bit revenge for that in-play damage. I think it was given by Artillero. But now we head on. Will G in the lead. Made a bit of a gap, well, made a second worth of a gap here on Caden Forbes. He's got to get it back up, but with that end plate damage, he's really going to struggle here.
He looked to have been getting a bit angsty behind Artillero there, and he wanted that move done as quick as possible.
The other Alfa Romeo and Vaporon go ahead, and Andreo locks up. Vaporon has end plate damage.
It's
Things
carnage.
are getting a bit heated.
Oh my goodness, what has happened to these guys? They're driving like it's the end of their lives if they don't get points as a good position as now. Cohen looks up the inside, he doesn't really make any moves. Stick there on Ayrton, who had a spin in the early stages of the race. He now runs in 10th place. Vaporeon, you can see how he's struggling and he's holding up this long train of cars. No DRS as of yet. Can Nico get past Vaporeon as soon as possible? As there's a little bit of a battle going on up ahead. It's between Andero and Solid Ninja Snake, as Andero goes up the inside. The Alfa Romeo is really getting stuck in today, as he might have been pushed off there. He's going to tuck back into the slipstream of Solid Ninja Snake.
We know how bad the side pod glitch can be, and they're literally on the edge of having it. Going down the inside, the Renault may have to give up the position. Yes, he does. The soft tires giving Andreo the most grip here. Now there's a spin behind Nico Vaporon. Huge crash. Safety car.
Safety car. Oh my word.
And Will G could be safe for another few laps as Caden's tires will run out. Huge crash though. Vaporon trying to protect his position after having end plate damage, obviously being frustrated, keeping his car there. Nico trying to shut the door and makes a crash out of it. I've actually seen some people talk about Nico maybe not being some of the cleanest driver on this grid. It always happens around here with that kind of crash. Somebody's round the outside and they don't want to give the position up.
See, the thing is about the safety car right now, it's going to come in regardless at the end of this lap, because
it goes 2 laps.
No, because we're 3 laps from the end, so it's going to come in. It has to come in. It's happened to me in the past when safety cars come out. So I'd be surprised if it doesn't come in this lap.
Caden Forbes, obviously checking all the penalties, all the top 3 checking all the penalties. This is important ending. I mean, Will G is in the fight for the championship here. Caden Forbes is in the championship fight. I was talking to Will G and he says he wants this championship bad. So we will see what the end result is.
Well, I can go through penalties if you want, because there's a pretty big unreveal here.
No, wait, I don't want to know.
Okay.
Till the end.
Right, well, no, the safety car won't come in this lap then, so I was wrong. I do apologise for that, but it's definitely going to come in next lap, and if it's not,
definitely.
then I'll just look a fool. Would it be? No, it's definitely not worth coming to the pits. I don't know even know why I suggested
has
that.
been saved. After having that huge crash, I mean, the whole... everyone had to avoid it, basically. But I know Vaporon just really doesn't have any luck. He got a podium for the first time in months, and actually got it taken off of him because...
Oh, I saw the tweet.
Because somebody gave him the position in the safety car. It was very, very strange. So as the safety car prepares the drivers to go ahead by the end of this lap, who do you think is going to come out top? 20 lap old hard tires versus 6 lap old soft, 6 lap old mediums. Looks like Marvin may be in the best position here.
Marvin can do it. I said this before, he's been really quiet this race. He's got a chance of winning it. Caden Forbes with the wing damage and Will G with the hard tyres that are going to be on the cusp of going off. We're going to have a green-white checkered, as that's what they call it in NASCAR. We're going to go green, then we're going to see the white flag, and then of course the finishing black and white flag, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful to watch.
Very round. Oh, there it is! There it is!
You have to have one. You have to have it.
We had to have one in tonight's race, and it finally did happen as the safety car makes its way in officially this lap. My voice is getting ready for this final one, so I'm just going to take a drink real quickly.
Right, well, it is Will G's discretion on the start. He can start as slow as he wants, stack up the field as much as he wants as well. His tyres are going to be pretty much dead at this point.
Right,
Could say the same thing about Caden Forbes, but he spent a lot of time on the safety car.
Here we go.
So
he went here last time, and there he goes. He bolts off, but look at the traction on them 20 lap old hard tyres as they go for 2 laps to go. For turn 1, he's made a steady gap there, but them tyres are going to be so bad. But then Caden's end plate seems to kind of be keeping equal in a way. MNT Marvin though ready for the taking here. He's looking to make the move on the British driver Caden Forbes.
Could we see a Williams 1-2? It's been a long time since we've seen that in real life. I actually don't remember when it's ever happened. As now the inside into the hairpin. The gap was really not there, but he forced it.
But he doesn't have the grip. But here he might come back to him. But this is helping Will out. He's postponing the attack from Caden Forbes.
They're going wheel to wheel here.
Oh, Marvin! Marvin tries to dive it down the inside but fails, and it's now allowed Andreo to come back at the German.
Andreo could be on a shot with this race win. He's had his drive-through penalties, served it, and he's had an amazing comeback this race.
Well,
and he could be on the edge of getting a podium finish.
The podium
as we come around the final corner to start the final lap of what has been a crazy German Grand Prix. It is Will from Caden from Marvin. That is your top 3 right now.
Well, DRS is enabled, I believe, in this. We come it to the hairpin. Michaelis with a 3-second time penalty to end off the final lap here. So there's going to be tons of battles going on below, but we have to stick with this top one onto the straight. DRS is actually not activated, but will Caden Forbes get it with the slipstream? Will G moving all the way over to the right, but Caden sees the gap on the inside. Will G holds it around the outside.
They touch. They touch.
A little bit of a touch. Will G tried to get a switchback move, but he's just possibly let the position go as Caden Forbes now makes his way into the lead and possibly wins the Grand Prix. Marvin though, crucially pushing Will G, his teammate, through the corners. There's a 1.8 second gap to the rest of the guys. They go side by side. Sullivan has to take Baki, Andreo. Oh my god, contact! Terror Racer down the inside, half spin, Andreo P5. Sullivan has to go side by side with Terror Racer. Free wide in the background. And round across the line, Will G wins the Grand Prix. Any American gets a podium. Yaskov in P2.
What? Oh my god!
What a race! What a result for some drivers, and what a change in the grid lineup. Yaskov went from I don't even know what position he was in. Yaskov was in last position and ends up P2 in the Grand Prix.
Oh, Caden Forbes down in 10th. Marvin in 11th. What has gone on?
We will go through the final classification as the podium goes Will G is oh no, it's back! The end of the race! Will G in the lead, finishes first. Then Yaskov in P2. And to round off the podium positions, I believe it is Andreo. Yes, it is. Well deserved. A great comeback from the Spanish driver. Yeah. NER in P4, Solid Chance Stake P5, Megalitzi P6, Bruno P7 in the end, Jamie James P8, Terrorizer P9, Caden Forbes going from the lead all the way down to P10 there, M&T Marvin as well, fighting for the top 3 goes P11, LR Cohen P12 to end off that, what was a decent drive in the end, Backy P13, Vaporon P14 after a major crash. And then the rest are retirements. But what an insane race today. Nico, Artillero, Zach, Mail, and D. Warren once again retiring. Whew. What a stunner of a race. And luckily we caught it on the AOR channel, not my channel. But what a race.
I'm speechless. That ending was mental.
That is one of the best league racing finishes I have ever seen on this game. So close, right in the edge, and Yazkov comes out of nowhere and gets a penalty. And you know how hard it is to even go just one penalty around here, but this man gets no penalties and it works out in the end. I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
That is the best race I have ever commentated over. And
I mean, I couldn't even look at Caden Forbes coming across the line because there was a point where people were going almost 3 wide in the final sector.
Yes, holy.
My driver of the day's got to be Will G though, holding that 20 laps hard tyres. I mean, what a drive in the end from him. And definitely well deserved. But oh my god.
It's just it's mental, and I'm gonna say Ayrton is my driver of the day as much as I want it to be Yaskov. He got, you know what? Actually, Yaskov is my driver of the day because of his strategy call to come into the pits right at the end of the first safety car that we had. He got fresher tyres and he was able to move up silently, and then all the penalties. He did not get one penalty this race. Not a single penalty. No 3 seconds mental.
Just shows consistency means everything. And what a drive from both of them. Make sure to go check out my Twitter, VRT_Brett, and you'll see the poll I make for the driver of the day, which is Will G and Ayrton. Oh no, Yazkov, you said.
Yeah, I'm going to say Yaskov. It's so close between them two.
What a drive. What a race. And we'll see you next week for round 11. And I don't know what track it is, so I'll see you then.